Okay, let's dive in. Stellantis. You hear the name, and it's not just one car brand, right? It's like a dozen massive names.
Mm-hmm. Jeep, Fiat, Peugeot, Dodge, Citroen,
Well,
Maserati. The list goes on. It's huge.
exactly. A really, really complex empire. So today we're doing a deep dive into how this automotive giant is actually handling the whole electric shift.
Yeah.
We want to get past just the badges, look at the platforms underneath it all.
Right.
Because the big question is, how does one company keep the, let's say, the feel of a little Fiat city car distinct while also building like a high-performance electric Jeep?
It's a balancing act for sure. Trying to standardize but keep that unique brand thing going.
Yeah, how do they do that?
Well, what's really fascinating and maybe a bit surprising is that they're not just planning, they're actually leading in some key markets right now.
Leading where?
Take Germany. Super competitive market. Back in September 2023, Stellantis was actually #1 in battery electric vehicle sales.
#1 in Germany, ahead of like VW and Mercedes.
Uh-huh. Grabbed the 23% market share. And it wasn't just one runaway hit model either.
Oh, really?
No, they had 3 different models land in the BEV top 5 there.
Yeah.
So it shows that this strategy, sharing platforms across these trusted brands, it's actually working today.
Okay, that kind of proves the concept right out of the gate. But let's circle back to that core challenge. This
Right.
massive portfolio, all these brands with decades of history.
Mm-hmm.
How do they unify the engineering side without making, I don't know, a Jeep feel like a big Fiat?
So the unification is mostly technological. It's about shared electric platforms, right? Modular ones.
Okay.
You've got the existing CMP, the common modular platform, and the newer STLA family stuff. But the real trick, the magic, if you will, is tapping into what each brand historically means.
Ah, the heritage part.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
not just sticking a badge on a generic EV box. They know, okay, this is a Peugeot. So it draws on their know-how in handling and dynamics.
Right.
This is a Fiat. So it leans into being compact, great for the city.
Yeah.
They're sort of marrying that engineering efficiency with the brand's soul.
And you can see that play out in the current lineup already, can't you? It's pretty broad.
Totally.
You've got the little Fiat 500e, which everyone knows. Then the big sellers like the Peugeot E208, the Citroen EC3, known for comfort.
Right.
Right up to the Jeep Avenger Electric, which has done really well.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget, they're already bringing in joint venture brands like Leap Motor. Shows they can kind of plug new things into the system pretty quickly.
Good point.
And that brand history, it really is valuable. Even now, Fiat's always been the master of those tiny city cars, right? The A segment.
Yeah.
That translates perfectly to an icon like the 500 Electric. And Citroen, with its whole history of comfort and suspension innovation, that comes through in the ride quality of their EVs.
And that blend is what got them that German success you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. The Opel Corsa Electric was #2, the Fiat 500 Electric hit #3, and the Opel Mokka Electric was 4th.
So real cars, real sales, not just concepts.
Right. And these are mostly built on those shared bits, the CMP and what they're calling STLA Small. They underpin those really important B and C segment cars.
The bread and butter segments.
Precisely. And they're signaling they're speeding up, not slowing down. The plan is aggressive. Double the number of all-electric models they offer.
Double. From what?
From the current 24 models to 48. And they want to do that by the end of 2024.
Wow. Okay. That's fast.
Yeah. And to hit that kind of scale, that speed, you need tech that's more than just efficient. It has to be incredibly flexible.
Okay, that scale is a perfect transition to the actual hardware. We've talked small and medium cars, but for Stellantis to really win globally, especially somewhere like North America, they need the big stuff. SUVs, trucks, luxury cars. STLA Small won't cover that, right?
Correct. And that's exactly where the new STLA Large platform comes in. It's really their foundation stone for the next decade, aimed squarely at those D&E segments.
So full-size vehicles.
Yep. Think Jeeps, Dodges, Maseratis. That's the target zone for STLA Large.
Okay, so what makes STLA Large special? What are the specs?
Well, they're aiming high. It's designed primarily as a BEV-native platform, electric first.
Right.
But here's the really smart bit, strategically. It also supports multi-energy.
Multi-energy. Wait, so EVs, yes, but also hybrids, maybe even regular combustion engines.
That's the idea. It gives them flexibility for different markets, different adoption speeds. It's a bridge.
Interesting hedge. What about the EV specifics, though?
Well, even there, lots of choice. It can handle both 400-volt and 800-volt systems.
800 volt. That's the key for really fast charging, isn't it? And performance.
Exactly. Super quick charging, and it unlocks serious performance potential.
And the million-dollar question, range.
Big focus. They're planning for pretty large battery options, from 85 up to a hefty 118 kilowatt hours.
Okay, 118 kilowatt is substantial.
Yeah, and for sedans built on this, the target range is quite ambitious, 800 kilometers.
800 kilometers. What's that, about 500 miles?
Roughly, yeah, 500 miles.
Okay, 500 miles pretty much kills range anxiety for most people, I'd think.
That's the goal.
But for brands like Dodge, it's always going to be about the power, the performance, not just how far it goes.
Oh, absolutely. And the performance potential here is, well, it's the headline grabber.
Go on.
The initial setups for STLA Large, they're talking 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, so 0 to 62 miles per hour in the 2-second range.
2 seconds. That's supercar speed.
It is, and this is where you see the big culture shift they're signaling, especially for those muscle car brands.
How so?
Stellantis put it out there very clearly. They said the power from STLA Large will outperform any of the existing Hellcat V8s.
Whoa. So electric is going to be faster than the Hellcat Legend.
That's the promise. The electric future is more powerful than the combustion past.
Okay, that's a statement. But how does one platform do all that? How can it be under a low, fast Maserati and a high-riding off-road Jeep? Don't you lose something with that kind of standardization?
That's the core challenge they designed STLA Large to solve. They call it ultimate flexibility. It's specifically not just a rigid, flat skateboard.
So it's adjustable.
Highly adjustable. Engineers can basically tweak the key dimensions. Wheelbase, overall length stretching from about 188 inches up to 202 inches.
Okay.
And, maybe most surprisingly, ground clearance. They can set it low, like 5.5 inches for performance cars, or crank it way up to 11.3 inches for serious off-roading.
11 inches, right. That's proper Jeep territory.
Exactly. So you get huge differentiation in what the vehicle can do, all from the same basic foundation.
And that makes sense because STLA Large has a big job to do, right? Serving 5 pretty different brands.
Yep. Dodge, Jeep, Alfa Romeo, Chrysler, and Maserati. And they've got 8 vehicles planned just on this platform between 2024 and 2026.
8 vehicles. So yeah, it's not just a platform. It's like the cornerstone for the next few years.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've hit the performance, which is mind-blowing. But what about the everyday stuff? Trust? Durability? You know, if you're a Jeep owner, you need to trust that thing will work, right? Maintenance. Reliability.
Yeah, that's critical for getting people on board that focus on security, maintenance. Standardizing helps there too.
How?
Well, they offer a standard 8-year warranty on the batteries, for example. That's a big confidence booster.
True.
And then there's the software side. Connectivity is huge now. Over-the-air updates, OTA.
Right, like Tesla does.
Exactly. So they can tweak performance, improve safety features, all after you've bought the car, without you needing to go to a dealer for every little software thing. Keeps the car feeling modern.
And basic safety is obviously still covered.
Oh, absolutely. That's non-negotiable. They're hitting all the rigorous testing standards, like Euro NCAP ratings. So even with all this flexibility, the core structure is safe and sound.
So let's zoom out. For the person actually driving one of these cars day to day, what's the bottom line? What are the real practical benefits of choosing a Stellantis EV?
Well, the most obvious one is probably cost. Lower running costs, right? Electricity is generally cheaper than gas, and there's less maintenance needed. Electric motors are just simpler.
Fewer moving parts.
Exactly. Fewer things to go wrong.
City dwellers, especially in Europe.
Big quality of life improvements there. Zero local emissions means easier access to restricted zones, those ETLs. That could be a massive deal for commuting.
Right, avoiding charges or just being allowed in.
Yeah. And then there's just the driving experience itself. That instant torque from the electric motor, the quietness. It's just a more comfortable, smoother drive for many people.
And linking back to getting people to make the switch, it can't all be about the tech specs.
No, absolutely not. They're backing it up with competitive deals, financial offers, incentives, trying to make that jump to electric feel less daunting for the average buyer.
So the whole package.
Right. The tech has to be great, but the economics and the user experience need to work too.
Okay, so finally, let's connect all these platforms, the market wins, the tech, back to the big picture, the company's long-term plan. This all fits under their Dare Forward 2030 strategy, doesn't it?
It does. And that plan really shows the sheer scale of their ambition. I mean, the investment number alone is huge.
How much?
Over 50 billion euros committed to electrification over the next decade.
50 billion. Okay, that's serious money. What are the actual targets they're aiming for with that?
The sales goals are pretty staggering. By 2030, they want 100% of their passenger car sales in Europe to be BEVs. 100%.
Wow. All in for Europe. What about the U.S.?
50% BEV sales mix for passenger cars and light-duty trucks in the U.S. by 2030. Still a huge leap.
Yeah, 50% trucks and cars is massive for the U.S. market by then. How do they plan to support that volume? Batteries are key.
Absolutely. They're working to lock down about 400 gigawatt hours of battery capacity.
400. Okay.
And that's going to be supplied by 6 big battery plants, gigafactories spread across North America and Europe. Building those out on time is a huge operational challenge, but it shows they're serious about controlling their own supply.
Vertical integration. And the ultimate end goal isn't just selling electric cars, is it? It's broader.
Right. The final target is becoming a carbon net zero corporation by 2038. So everything from STLA Small up to this powerhouse STLA Large platform, it's all designed to push towards that 2038 goal. It's a total company transformation, not just a product line shift.
That really was a deep dive. So much going on there. I think the key takeaway for you listening is that Stellantis isn't ditching its history. Far from it. They're cleverly blending that brand trust, you know, the appeal of Fiat, Jeep, Maserati, all those names, with really flexible, high-performance electric tech like STLA Large. By having this unified, scalable foundation that can still produce very different brand-specific cars, they're setting themselves up to tackle, well, pretty much every part of the global market at once.
Yeah, it's a fascinating approach. And maybe here's something to think about as we wrap up. Consider this STLA Large platform, right? It's incredible flexibility. It can do blistering 2-second acceleration and extreme off-road clearance. And crucially, it can still accommodate traditional engines for markets or buyers who aren't ready to go full electric yet.
Right, that multi-energy aspect.
Exactly. So the provocative thought is this. Could this multi-energy, super adjustable approach actually be the most sustainable transition strategy for the whole global car market? Even if it means pure EVs take a bit longer to dominate everywhere. Something to chew on as those first STLA Large vehicles start hitting the streets soon.